Hey there, and welcome. Today we're going to talk about something we all deal with, those big, powerful feelings. The ones that can feel totally overwhelming. We're going to explore how to stop fighting them and instead learn how to, ride them, like a pro surfer.
Have you ever felt an emotion so strong it's just like a giant wave crashing right over you? Of course you have. We've all been there. That sudden surge of anger, or this deep, deep wave of sadness, maybe a jolt of frustration that just hits you out of nowhere. It feels like you're about to get totally wiped out, right? But what if you didn't have to get knocked over? What if you could learn to navigate it?
So really, we have two basic options when this happens. On the one hand, you've got our go-to instinct, fighting the wave. You know what I'm talking about? We try to ignore it, we push it away, we just wish it would disappear. But what's the problem with that? Well, for one, it's exhausting. And honestly, it almost never works. But then, there's a totally different approach, riding the wave. This is all about observing, accepting, and actually understanding the emotion. And knowing that, just like a real wave in the ocean, it's gonna pass.
So let's get into it. Riding the waves? This is a whole new way to think about your feelings.
The key practice here has a really simple name, letting be. But don't let the name fool you. It is so powerful. The idea is this. Instead of beating yourself up for feeling angry or sad, you just notice it. You get curious about it. You might even ask yourself, what does this actually feel like in my body? Without trying to fix it or change it. You just let it be. There's this idea inspired by the poet Rumi that I just love. It says, welcome all feelings like unexpected visitors. Think about that for a second. If someone shows up at your door and you just ignore them, what do? They knock louder, right? Or they keep ringing the doorbell. But if you open the door, say hello, and acknowledge them, they can deliver their message, and then they'll move on. And guess what? Our feelings work pretty much the exact same way.
Okay, to make this super clear, let's look at a real-world example. Meet Carlos. He's in a situation I think we can all relate to. He's playing his favorite video game and he just keeps losing. And you can just feel it, right? That big, hot frustration wave is starting to build up inside him.
And here's how he handles it, step by step. First, the wave hits. His jaw gets tight, and man, he really wants to throw that controller. We've all been there. But then, and this is the most important part, he pauses. He actually closes his eyes and just notices the heat in his face. He's not fighting it, he's riding it. He literally says to himself, okay, frustration, I see you. And in that tiny moment, he creates enough space to make a different choice. He takes a breath and decides to take a break. He didn't let the wave crash.
Okay, so this whole riding the wave thing sounds pretty cool, right? But you might be wondering, what's actually going on inside my head when I do this? Well, it turns out you're literally giving your brain a powerful workout. Let's look at the science.
All right, let's break it down really simply. Think of your brain as having two main players. First, you've got the feeler. That's your limbic system. It's the ancient emotional part that reacts super fast with really intense feelings. Then you have the thinker, your prefrontal cortex. This is the more rational part that helps you focus and make good decisions. The thing is, a lot of the time, that fast-acting feeler can completely hijack the thinker before it even has a chance to step in.
But here's the game changer. Every single time you practice mindfulness, every time you pause and just notice an emotion without reacting, you are strengthening the communication line between your thinker and your feeler. It's like doing reps at the gym for your brain. The more you do it, the stronger that connection gets. And over time, your thinker gets way better at managing the feeler, giving you so much more control.
Okay, that's enough theory. How about we actually try this out right here, right now? We're going to do a really simple but super effective exercise. It's called color breathing.
Don't worry, I'll walk you through it. So wherever you are, just get a little comfortable. You can close your eyes if you want, or just kind of look down. Okay, first, I want you to pick a color for a difficult feeling. Maybe red for frustration, or a murky gray for worry. Got one? Good. Now, pick a color for a calm, peaceful feeling. Maybe a nice calm blue, or a soft, gentle green.
All right, you ready? Let's do this. Just take a normal breath in. And as you breathe out, I want you to imagine that difficult color, that red or that gray, just slowly leaving your body with your breath. Just picture it floating away.
And now, as you breathe in, imagine that calm color filling you up. Picture that peaceful blue or that soft green just flowing into your lungs, your chest, filling your whole body with peace. Let's try that just one more time. Breathe out the difficult color and breathe in the calm color.
Awesome. Whenever you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. See, that simple little exercise, that's a form of emotional surfing. So the big question is, how do we make this a regular practice in our everyday lives?
And here's probably the most important thing I want you to remember. This is all about practice, not perfection. Seriously, some waves are still going to knock you over sometimes, and that is totally okay. It's just like learning any new skill. The more you practice, the better you get. You're basically learning to read your own inner ocean.
And why is this so important? Well, because the benefits are just huge. We're talking about building real, lasting skills to manage your emotions. You become way more resilient when life throws you a curveball. And maybe the best part? You create that tiny but absolutely critical space between a feeling and your reaction. It gives you the power to respond to situations instead of just reacting to them.
So that really just leaves one question for you. What wave will you ride first? The next time you feel that surge of frustration or annoyance or worry, what are you going to do? When it comes, how will you choose to ride it?